Your Humanities Half Hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
And welcome to Your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry, and today we are speaking from the heart about part of our history here in America that many of us hold dear. And here to tell us more about it is the Vice President of Tan Holdings with Community Relations, Catherine Attao. Catherine, welcome.
Hafa. Thank you so much for inviting me.
You know, it's a real honor, really, to have you sit down with me today and talk about an upcoming event and the larger picture of what that event signifies, the We Will Never Forget Field of Heroes. What is this really? It's an event, it's a program, it's an outreach. What is it all about?
Yes, so Field of Heroes is a community event where we want to be able to just take the time to put a symbolized thank you message out to all our community heroes, that made an oath to serve, keeping us safe, to serve the general public, and we just want to be able to say thank you. We think we don't say thank you enough, and for it to be on September 11th, we say the month of September is our Community Heroes Month. And not only does it fall in line with September 11th and honoring and remembering our firefighters, our police officers, our first responders, law enforcement, our military, and our veterans. The last 2015, 2018, our areas have been devastated by typhoons. And so at that time, our first responders also included, CUC. We just came from a pandemic, our community health center. And so, the term of community heroes is really for all of them who just continue to put their lives in front of ours to help us. Yeah.
I like how you put it in perspective like that, even though it is kind of centered around 9/11 and the historic events that happened there. It's really a thank you for today, for what these first responders are doing for us today. So when people drive by and see these flags, they can know that it's the community saying thank you. Take us back to the beginning and the vision of how this all started.
Yeah, okay. I've been with Homeland Security with TSA, for 14 years. And, the events of September 11th is what created the Transportation Security Administration. And so living with that mission on a daily basis as we go to work is to ensure the public safety and the freedom movement of commerce is just, something that's just been ingrained. And so as we, continue to serve, and just also with my coworkers who are also spouses of first responders, we started to talk about what our spouses go through when they do respond. Certain things that a tragic incident, how are they healing? And one of the things that we know, because we also have coworkers who are veterans, who are part of deployment, is just that, due to our location, we're just really lacking the resources and the support to help with the healing process. And so with that, when I joined Tan Holdings in 2016, I was tasked to look at an event, that our community could an event where we could give back to the community. And I came came across this concept called a healing field, which is a field of flags for the community to come and just spend some time with flags, where we could be given the time to honor our current community heroes and also remember those that have fallen. And so with that, we wanted to be able to also raise awareness of the trauma that comes with it. And so when we first introduced this concept in 2016, the subject of mental health wasn't talked about very much. And so, it took a lot to talk about. At that time, it was really interesting because Tina Sablon, who is at Kilili's office, Congressman Kilili's office, she was working on a project with veterans and being able to capture their story. And then at the same time, Lali Villagomez, who is at the Humanities Council then, was working on a project for veterans to help with the Power Breath workshop. And so it was just crazy, the ironic timing of this for us to be able to really talk about the different projects and how we could support it. And so we our first year with the Field of Heroes, that's what really bonded our relationship with the Humanities Council and naming the humanities as a beneficiary of the funds. And so our goal really is, with the funds raised and the support from the different businesses, is to help bring back additional support to our community heroes and their families, to help them in the areas of healing that we wouldn't be able to get with, the current federal programs that exist due to our location.
You mentioned the word trauma, and you were saying before we started the show how, sometimes when these first responders and veterans come home, there's kind of like an emotional shutdown because of what they've had to deal with on the job. What's going on there? I think it's just more so, it's just the human factor, right, of maybe not wanting to talk about it because a person wouldn't relate to it. And then also sometimes, trauma could be so deep that you just don't want to talk about it because you don't want to live through it. And so with that, we're so grateful. Back then in 2016, we Community Guidance Center, we reached out to them, and they're in the process of restructuring. And I'm so grateful now because not only have we been able to bring back our partnership, but the silver lining of the pandemic also allowed us to talk about mental health a little bit more, and making it real to the fact that everybody deals with trauma. Everybody needs to have an outlet on how to be able to talk about how they are, and that it's okay not to be okay, and the importance of mental health in general. And so with that, I'm grateful for the Community Guidance Center. We met with Dr. Villagomez, who shared with us more information on the Governor's Challenge and how it's in partnership with the VA, the Department of Veterans Administration, to be able to help with the prevention of suicide. And with the introduction to the purpose and the intent of the Governor's Challenge, I'm so excited now because it's like we have a lot more resources and being able to align our programs, because there's so many common areas of prioritizing mental health. Mm-hmm. The other day we had a recovery and a suicide prevention proclamation signing, and all of those, all of those have a common factor of trauma. Mm-hmm. And so it's really exciting to know that there are more programs in place to help people heal. So, as mentioned, you are the VP of Community Relations at Tan Holdings. So this is kind of your job, but you also seem to really feel it. What is your personal connection to this event? I
think that my personal connection to this event definitely being a proud spouse of, my husband's police officer with Ports Police, and then also a proud mother of an Army veteran. I have several family members who currently serve, and have served in the military, different branches. And so, I just want to be able to I have so much pride in what they do and what they've done, and I just want to be able to. I see the importance of having that family support and just keeping them going, and so it's the best way I hope we could do is return that to the community so families could be able to support their loved ones as well.
Have you seen the effect of this event and this healing field be on the people who are first responders who attend or notice it? What are you hearing back from them?
Definitely a sense of gratitude. I think prior to, there was really no talk, or I meant even in our school systems, there's not much talk about 9/11, what happened with 9/11. And, the sense of gratitude that's saying that we will not forget. When we started also Field of Heroes, that was also when a lot of conflict happened in the States with communities and law enforcement, the incidents with discrimination and so forth. And so the biggest thing that I've wanted to also come with this is hoping that this community would bring our community together with our law enforcement officers, with knowing that we don't have to be afraid of them. We should be able to work in partnership. Our islands are so small, and so we don't need an incident like that to traumatize our community. Mm-hmm. And so our goal, our hope is that this community event brings everybody together.
Well, when we come back, we're going to talk more about what the specific events and activities are related to this year's commemoration. We'll be back after this break.
I Northern Marianas Humanities Council, Bula Guinahanya, puri historian Marianas dan kultura. Sinyon soda esisihanan formasyon gi zon mami website, nmhcouncil.org, pat bisita gi YouTube, pat Facebook. Guajalokwe diferentes clases la Blunesiña un fan. I Northern Marianas Humanities Council has uzura todo I experiencia Attao.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to Your Humanities Half Hour. We are talking about the We Will Never Forget Field of Heroes with Vice President of Community Relations with Tan Holdings, Catherine Attao. Catherine, the flags are already up, at least here in Saipan that I've seen. What is the significance of these flags? Where are they being placed? And I understand there's also a significance to the number of flags.
Yeah, so we're very grateful to be able to, since the inception of this program, we're able to also include our brothers and sisters in Rota and Tinian. And so since 2016, we've been able to fly these flags. It started out to be a week program and then 2 weeks, and then everybody just really enjoyed the flags where they actually asked if it could be up for the whole month of September. And then I think Rota sometimes even goes into October because they have their festival the first week of October and stuff. And so we're just so grateful for everybody being able to embrace and support it. So the flags, our target number is always 500, over 500 throughout the different islands, and we're actually starting to get a little bit more, which is always great. So Tan Holdings and the Tan Sulin Foundation, along with the many fellow sponsors, have posted the 8th annual Field of Heroes field at the American Memorial Park, and then it will also be at the Tinian Veterans Park and in the Leadership Park in Rhoda. Our Garden of the Red, White, and Blue, the Field of Heroes displays a total of over 500 flags, American flags, where we honor our community heroes for their courage with the color of red, pure intentions with the color of white, and remaining vigilant for our community with the color of blue.
I understand you've had a proclamation signing. What are some of the other activities or ceremonies being held in conjunction with this commemoration?
Yeah, so Monday on September 11th, we invite the community to come out for our Freedom Walk. Our Freedom Walk will begin, we will gather at Garapan Fishing Base and proceed down Beach Road at 5 o'clock to the American Memorial Park, where we are greeted with the flags. Immediately following that, the Freedom Walk, we will have a 9/11 We Will Never Forget ceremony that will be conducted at the American Memorial Park Court of Honor. And so we, invite everybody to come out and participate. And then on September 12th, we have our We Will Never Forget ceremony in Tinian. That is going to take place at 10 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial Park. And then on Friday, September 15th, in Rhoda, we will have the We'll Never Forget ceremony at 5 p.m. at the Leadership Park in Song Song.
And if people want to get those details again, is there a Facebook page or a website where they can figure out where their particular walk or ceremony is going to happen? Yes,
you could join. You could see our Facebook page, our Tan Holdings Foundation, also the Tan Holdings Facebook page. Along with, we'll be sending out. We send out the information to the different partners, sponsors, and through the public school system as well. Yeah.
What are some of the experience and reactions you've witnessed in holding this through the years?
Experiences, every time we're even able to go back to Tinian and Rhoda and join their events, it's always very, very touching, because each island has a different way of being able to bring this event together. We're very grateful for the partnership of the Tinian Mayor's Office, who takes the lead in Tinian, and then also Rhoda Mayor's Office, and our Hotel Valentino team that takes the lead in Rhoda. And so they each have a different way of putting their ceremonies together, and so it's always very touching to know that the communities very much appreciate being able to witness the ceremony, be a part of it, and then also to be able to honor and remember their hero with a flag in their name.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've already mentioned a lot of agencies and sponsors that you're working with on this commemoration. Let's name them all, if you're ready. Who has come out to sponsor and support you this year?
Sure, yes. We're so grateful, the continued sponsorship of our field sponsors. Here in Saipan, we have the National Park Service and the American Memorial Park. In Tinian, in partnership with the Tinian Mayor's Office, and then in Rhoda with the Rhoda Mayor's Office. Our Stars and Stripes sponsors are Bank of Hawaii, Crown Plaza, Elan, GPPC, ITNE, Triple J, Mariana's Variety, Take Care, Hotel Valentino. With our patron sponsors, we have Coca-Cola, D&Q, Docomo, Jet Holdings Company, Island Apparel, Megabyte, Bank of Guam, Marpac, and Shirley's Coffee Shop. And then we also received some donations from Saipan Ice as well.
Thank you to all of those sponsors and supporters. And again, if you're interested in participating in the activities of We Will Never Forget Field of Heroes, it's going to be September 11th in Saipan, September 12th in Tinian, and September 15th in Rhoda. You can find all the details on the Tan Holdings Facebook page. Catherine, thank you so much. Any final thoughts before you go?
Just want to give a quick, thank you to all our community heroes and all the different departments, their leadership, and everybody who has just, continuing to keep us, Mariana, strong. And then also a huge thank you to our sponsors, and we just look forward for new partnerships, new relationships so we could be able to give back the best to our community heroes. So thank you again. Thank you so much for having us. We greatly appreciate being able to share this story, and we just look forward to more years of honoring and remembering all our heroes. So thank you.
Our guest today has been Catherine Attao. She's the Vice President of Community Relations at Tan Holdings, talking about the We Will Never Forget Field of Heroes commemoration. Come out and support. This has been Your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.